another match point.
Incredible third set here.
They changed their strategy a little bit and they fought their way back in.
There it is, game, set, and match.
Hello again and welcome to the 2024-25 APTA Tour. We're live from the Weston Golf Club in Weston, Massachusetts, bringing you the 2025 Boston Open with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsors, Volley and Corient. Tournament support has been provided by the following local sponsors: Platinum sponsors, Pure Hockey and Weston Golf Club. Gold sponsors, Bully Boy Distillers, Labor, and Worcester Air Conditioning. Silver sponsors, Aureus, Asset Management, Narragansett Beer, and Xenon Paddle. Special thanks to Court Pros Rob Coster for him assisting the APTA for years and years in getting these umpire chairs from tournament to tournament. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Lauren Mandel, bringing you the women's finals from Boston. Number 1 seeded team of Lynn Burus and Macy Elliott up against the number 2 seeded team of Flor Hanisch and Anna Marie Zubori. Welcome, Lauren.
Thanks, Patty. I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to this, the premier matchup right now in our sport.
Lauren, just action-packed Boston Open, so much depth on the women's side. Hanisch Zubori came through their side with a 6-3, 6-4 win over Morgan and Sikora earlier this morning. They had taken out Banks and O'Sullivan in quarterfinal action. Morgan and Sikora had gotten past Cran and Herschel in their quarterfinals. Top half of the draw, Burus and Elliott. Amazing quarterfinal matchup yesterday that you called, Lauren, and did a great job with Brad. 3 sets, 6-4 in the third set. And then Burus Elliott, we saw them take out pretty systematically this morning, Lopez and Page, 6-4. 6-3, 6-2.
Yeah, I mean, that match, you know, it had chances to get tricky at the end. But like they did all match, Burus and Elliott just closed the door on Lopez and Page, who have given them trouble in the past, who actually beat them this year, which is not something anyone else can say. So Hanisch Zubori were really frustrated with their last loss to Burus and Elliott, and I'm looking for some new things from them. They know they can win. They've beaten them in the past, not this season.
0-3 this season?
0-3 this season. And you know, it's important for them to try to make an impression before Nationals.
Yeah, I totally agree. Burus Elliott just on a roll. They won 6 tour events last season. They've won 4 so far in the tour this year. You know, they seem to have everyone's number at this point, and it's really going to be up to these other teams. You know, they're going to have a peak performance, Lauren. They're going to have to put it together, get all the pieces of the puzzle together at the same time, you know, to take out Burus and Elliott. And, you know, I like Hanisch Zubori's chances. They haven't beaten them since last November. Since then, it's been the Burus Elliott show on the women's side. They're definitely at the top of the heap in the women's game, 2-time defending national champs. So Hanisch and Zubori, they've won this. They've won nationals. They want to get back in the winner's circle. And I really look for an exciting matchup here in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, the shot-making ability on both sides of the court, the athleticism, the speed. You know, I find that we say that a lot on the live stream, but the truth is, to be at the top of the game now, you have to be athletic. You have to have all the skills, all the shots. You can't rely on one thing. So we're going to see a lot from these 4 women, a lot of shot making ability, and hopefully we'll see some tactical adjustments from Hanisch and Zubori. They're the ones who need to change things up because they're the ones who have been losing.
Yeah, Zubori is a 2-time APTA Women's National Champ. She won in 21 and 22 with Hanisch. Zubori is the director of rackets at the Country Club of New Canaan in New Canaan, Connecticut. She was born in France, grew up in Serbia. I think she grew up with some guy named Jokovic. Played for the University of South Carolina. Flora Hanisch lives in Watchung, New Jersey. Flora is a 3-time APTA Women's National Champ. She won in 17 with Annika Van Sternberg and in 21 and 22 with Ana Maria Zubori. Flora is from Brazil, mom of Sophie. Also, several-time mixed national champ, husband-wife national champ, phenomenal player. She's the pro out at Somerset Hills Country Club. On the other side of it, Lynn Burus lives in Morris Plains, New Jersey now. She's the director over at Plainfield Country Club. Burus is a 2-time APTA national champ with Macy Elliott. Macy's out of Rolling Hills Country Club. And Macy played college tennis, SMU. Lynn played college tennis, Texas Tech University. We talk about the college backgrounds, which, the college tennis or pro tennis play, tour. That's what makes these women so special. And these 4 women, have been at the top of the game for, the last couple of years. And they are the cream of the crop. So I think this is going to be really fun. Lauren, none of these events happen without the benefit of all these. We need all these sponsors, and we are so appreciative in the Boston area. Pure Hockey, Labor, Aureus Asset Management, and Narragansett Beer. I feel like there's going to be some Narragansett beer consumed today around the country, I think, possibly not only in the Boston Open area. What a great sports day. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. APTA Tour finishes up. NFL football playoff games. Do you have a team in the hunt, Lauren, in games this afternoon?
I don't. No.
Okay.
I'm a sad, frustrated Giants fan.
You're going to have to work through that fast because there's no end in sight to your misery, nor for my husband for the Jets.
Yeah.
Lauren, who's who out here?
So on this side of the court, in the white hat and the deuce court, is Macy Elliott and her partner hitting the ball. Well, her partner, Lynn Burus. And on the other side of the court, on the left in the ad court, is Ana Maria Zubori and her partner, Florentina Hanisch.
Wait a second. They look like twins today. Exact twin.
There's literally, I guess they have different paddles. So
different color paddles. Yep.
Zubori's got Zubori's got the white paddle, and Hanisch has the black paddle.
Yeah, Hanisch really went for the ponytail today. Usually, she goes with up on top with her hair. I've noticed in finals.
Yeah.
And she's bringing out a little different look here from the beginning. So, Lauren, what do Hanisch and Zubori have to do in this match? You're their coach. They're warming up here. They look so solid. They look sleek in those matching uniforms. What must they do?
Well, I think that they have to make sure that Zubori stays involved, gets her shots, and that she takes her shots. She's got to really mix up her overheads, use the slashes that she has, use the spins that she has to try to make Burus and Elliott uncomfortable. And Hanisch has to lob well, which is her bread and butter. I mean, she's got to lob down the line well. And they can't go on any little walkabouts. Zubori, as talented as she is, sometimes she just sort of goes away for a few points. And that's what you can't do against Burus and Elliott, because we saw that in the last match, that you can't give them anything because they're not going to give you anything.
Right. See, you saw Floor warming up, and you saw her move her grip over on her overhead, hit kind of a cutter. The question that's out there is, will she try to handle more of the overheads, take responsibility, where we've seen it be all Zubori on the overheads with Hanisch on top of the net, very similar to how we see Burus and Elliott played their semifinal. From the point one, they just put Macy to the right of the two players at the net, Lynn Burus to the left, and they just really controlled play, dictating the overheads into the ad court corner against Paige and Lopez. Now you have Zubori and Hanisch, and there's totally different matchup. But I'll be curious to see what strategy positioning we get from Elliott and Burus. But the real question is going to be the adjustments that Hannah and Zubori, what do they have to do? I think from the net, I would like to see Floor hit some more overheads. but I would love to see Zubori use that cutter, that slash overhead into that middle screen low. I want to pull. I want
think
her
you're
to
going
pull
to see it. I think you're going to
Elliott.
see it.
Yeah, you got to pull Burus out of
Ladies
that
and gentlemen,
ad
welcome
corner.
to the Boston Open Women's Final. This match is best of 3 sets with tiebreaks. To my left, warming up in the deuce court from Watchung, New Jersey, Floor Hanisch. And her partner, warming up in the ad court from Norwalk, Connecticut, Anna Zubori. To my right, warming up in the ad court from Morris Plains, New Jersey, Lynn Burus. And her partner warming up in the deuce court from Wilton, Connecticut, Macy Elliott. Burus and Elliott have won the toss and elected to serve.
So, Lauren, you know, we both agree Zubori's got to use. She's got so much variety in her overhead. In the last matchup, it just seemed like she hit the same freaking spot on the court time after time after time, and it didn't phase Burus whatsoever. And Burus is a tall woman, 6 feet. We mentioned it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I always think when you play those tall girls, you got to get the ball down around get it around their knees if you can. Get the low and get them out of their comfort zone. On the baseline, I'll be curious if Hanisch brings a little bit more of an offensive threat. A little earlier, I mean, she's just such a keen manager of matches, and she can play super high percentage, not missing anything, but perhaps she needs to go for a little bit more to take a little bit of the offensive pressure off of Zubori's paddle. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think that, but I think we're still going to see. I think we're still going to see Zubori taking a lot of those balls. I think that Hanisch is going to play her role, but I think that we're going to see Zubori trying to do a lot of different things.
Lauren, what 2 players in the draw had birthdays yesterday? Do you know?
No.
Georgie Alexandre, happy birthday, Georgie, and Chris Humphreys, happy birthday. One other non-player, Stacy Berman, Executive Director of the Bass Foundation. Happy birthday, Stacy. That last match was just so smooth from Burus, Elliott, and they just came out from, 8 o'clock this morning. They just were on it the entire time. We didn't have the benefit of seeing Zubori and Hanisch because of the delay in the semifinals, postponement from yesterday to this morning. We unfortunately lost out a little bit. We missed another men's exciting match where McNerney Morgan prevailed. Third set, great match against West and Fraser. So they await a final up against Regalado and Salazar on the men's side. And it looks like we're about to be underway. Beautiful day in Boston before the nor'easter's going to hit.
I do think that Hanisch and Zubori have many more ways to make Burus and Elliott uncomfortable. Burus and Elliott now have played Lopez and Page twice, and there's always that, factor when you're new, that not knowing how to play a team. And now they've played Lopez and Page 3 times now. This time they look so much more settled than the first 2 times they played them. And Hanisch and Zubori have just more ways to change things up, more ways to make Burus and Macy uncomfortable. And they're going to have to play a different match, obviously, than they did this morning, but I don't think that they'll be able to just settle in the way we saw them earlier.
Players are ready. Burus to serve.
Already a little tweak right there. One more last chat. You know, the fine line for Hanisch, I think, is that Burus and Elliott probably know that she's probably looking for a little more offense. And as we saw in that semifinal, they're exceptional at providing the defense necessary for those offensive shots.
Well, that's a good way to start. The cutter, let cord winner.
Why didn't Paige and Lopez think of that? No, Paige
Yeah,
hit one.
seriously.
Paige hit one cutter. I mean, Lopez hit one cutter in that match.
Love 30.
And oftentimes you say the first couple of games, everybody's just feeling each other out. But I think it's critical to Hanisch Zubori to get a great start here. They have to. See, I love the two shots from
15,
Zubori.
30.
You know, using the middle of the court, testing that partnership between Elliott and Burus. And I do believe sometimes they leave some availability there in the middle. And I think it's key for Zubori to hit that spot over and over. You saw that little chip type of return to serve. I think varying the pace
30
as well
all.
is going to be key. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, I thought it was going wide. You see the immediate switch at the net to get Zubori on the left.
You can see Zubori moves her grips, and so you know she can hit that cutter shot right there. Whoa!
I don't like
that
that overhead.
Burus.
That overhead, she's too far back. It's too hard. She's totally exposing herself and her partner there.
See, I think when she moves to her right, she can let that ball drop a little bit. You're
Yeah.
never going to beat Burus up high in the back screen. She is going to win that every single time.
Yeah.
Game, Burus Elliott. They lead the first set, 1-0.
Lauren, we saw two return of serves from Zubori in that out of the ad court with that chip type of shot versus her topspin swing.
Yeah.
Any early thoughts on that?
Look, I think if you have a return as good as Zubori's, you hit it. I don't mind mixing it up, but I think that you're getting a ball to be aggressive with, and that's a hard first volley to make, and let Burus or Elliott make that first volley. And what you don't want to do is miss it, whatever shot you take.
Right. And we talked in the last match with Paige and Lopez, the need for them to adjust the speed, like keep hitting their top spin, but vary the pace. Take something off maybe, that return to serve, but keep hitting your shot. Because they think if you don't hit it, then when you have to hit it, it's a little more difficult.
Love 15. Love 30.
The first 2 points of this match, Hanisch Zubori played such good, patient, smart points, and they've made 4 or 5 errors since then. I mean, that was a good blitz by Elliott. But like you said, they don't want to dig themselves a hole here.
And I think it's such a fine line. They still need to manage the tempo of this. And I think, Hanisch can look for offense, but I think the trick is to keep the tempo where they are not making errors. She's got to get her looks and make calculated, shots when she does get the opportunity. But I feel like whenever the pace goes faster, that's advantage Burus Elliott. And it basically, if it goes slower, it's advantage Burus Elliott. And if it goes faster, it's their advantage. They're the top of the game right now. And so that's the challenge for Hanisch and Zubori. And that's the fine line that you have to balance. You have to find the balance.
Perfect spot there with that overhead.
Yeah, I like getting that overhead and forcing Burus to reach on that backhand out of the ad court. Great get from Zubori running that, flicking it off, low ball off the back screen. So you can see Zubori with the white paddle is now over in that deuce court, and Hanisch is switched over, and they're going to switch back. I like the play, switching. I do think you have to show different looks to Burus and Elliott.
30-40.
What a rip.
Perfect shot there.
That's all they need. Perfect shots, Lauren.
That's right. Always works.
See, I want Zubori to hit the slash like right over that sponsor sign right there from Xenon, maybe over the O and the N versus the X and the E. That's how precise she needs to be, because you got to get Burus hitting that ball down low. Pull her out of that corner.
And deep. Keep it deep and low.
Game, Burus Elliott. They lead the first set 2-love.
She went for the cutter winner there. She has that shot. She does.
It's Macy Elliott serving.
Love 15.
Crowd staying warm in Boston. They got the blankets. They have the heaters everywhere. Great facility here.
Love 30.
And they've got some heated tents, so you can guess where most of the spectators are right now. You know, that second drive, Hanisch she got off that return, then she hit the second one. I'd like her to go inside on Burus on that shot.
40.
Or even move it up the line a little bit, just a little less predictable.
You saw Zubori pounced on that one. Took it so early.
Game, Hanisch Zubori. Burus Elliott lead the first set 2-1.
Great to get that break right back. Negates it. Big time game right there for Hanisch and Zubori.
Yeah, I mean, Burus Elliott pretty much handed them that game, but still keeps them close.
All right, Flora Hanisch to serve. You know, kind of similar to that last match, Lauren, where we saw Burus and Elliott take out Page and Lopez. Blake Anderson agrees. Blake's the pro over at Fairmont Country Club in Chatham, New Jersey, and he just said to me, he thinks Zubori and Floor need to counter some of the overheads from Lynn. Lynn tends to hit that down-up one, and they would like to see, them taking a look and take a shot off that. Look to do a little bit more off of the Burus overhead.
Yeah, well, I mean, if she's going to hit those down-up overheads that land in the middle of the court, they have to take advantage. They can't just let her keep doing that.
Lauren, the sun didn't seem to be much of a factor in that last game, from what I could tell. Do you think it was?
No, it seems less so than it was earlier.
See, I want Zubori, like when she sees Macy sneaking over here in the middle, when she gets that little shorter lob, to hit that slider into that deuce corner, you know, where you're just kind of aiming for the nick, trying to get it like back and come up that side railing.
Love 15.
That was a nice backhand. Slid it right down. Look at that. Beautiful. Surprise Zubori.
Gotta be careful. That's
She bailed. She realized right away.
Love 30.
but wrong place for that Zubori overhead. I always think that second screen, you know, from the corner, you've got to avoid it against a person who is such offensive threat on that high ball off that back screen. Burus just eats up those shots. She's so explosive in that moment. That's why I'm saying they've got to use. I would love to see Zubori use that middle screen just a little bit more.
$15-30.
And Hanisch Zubori, you know, to win this, they're going to need a little help from Elliott and Burus, meaning like that. That was a helpful miss from Macy Elliott. She doesn't do that too often. But they're going to need, you know, a little bit of lull in the game from Elliott and Burus here, I think, to pull this out.
Ball was out. 15-40.
Billy Horn, the umpire.
Oh,
Game, Burus Elliott. They lead the first set 3-1.
yeah, that's just the kind of casual, sort of poor footwork error that Hanisch and Zubori are just going to have to stamp out if they want to win this match.
Right. And I think Zubori, you know, every time a lob goes up and you're on a Zubori, I mean,
Yeah.
we can't even think about what that must be like, but the choices that must go through her brain.
Yeah, the world is your oyster.
Right, and she's got to make a decision much sooner so that her execution is at a high level. And again, you can't have that score separation. They're gonna have to really, really grind right here. You can see trying to dictate, trying to slow Lynn down. Lynn was ready to go. They just had a little chat just to get her to back off for 1 second.
Great lobs. Really great lobs.
15 all.
Macy Elliott hit 2 overheads in that point. I'm not sure we saw her hit 2 overheads the whole match, the last match, because Lopez and Page just couldn't get the lobs down the line enough.
Right, and that is the key. You have Macy, the woman in pink, on top of the net. You've got to make her back up, back up, back up. Otherwise, she just doesn't miss volleys. Great move, great footwork from Flor Hanisch. But again, that defense of Burus and Elliott, just phenomenal today.
30-15.
You know, and to talk about Blake Anderson's earlier point with Zubori and Hanisch looking for it, you know, he's wondering, like, they have to lob well, and they are lobbing pretty well.
Yeah.
But I think Blake thinks they need to
40-15.
position themselves and, you know, look for certain spots and look to unload with their weapons from the baseline. You know, perhaps he thinks they're tad too defensive still.
Good call. Called it nice and early, the blitz.
Yeah, specifically right here, Elliott's way back beyond the service line. Hanisch, I would have loved for her to sneak in a little bit and be almost on the baseline, if not a step in, just to pose a little bit more of a physical threat, just in the space, you know, where when Elliott's about to hit the ball. See how Floor's closer to that back screen in that situation, Lauren?
Burus, Elliott. They lead the
Yep.
first set 4-1.
Well, so far, Hanisch and Zubori don't have the answers. All credit to Burus and Elliott for just being impenetrable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's time for the volley machine.
It is time. 30-day free trial with Volley. What's stopping you? Get 30 friends together and dive into a full month of elite training completely free. It's that easy. Ready to level up your game? Head over to getvolley.com, my club, and start your 30-day free trial today.
Yeah, so 4-1 start. Burus and Elliott just picked up where they left off at the end of that Lopez Page semifinal win, and they just look rock solid here. It's early, but it's 2 breaks that Hanisch and Zubori are going to have to get back here.
Love, 15.
Kind of a weird overhead that she missed right there. It's like she went up for it, you know, versus letting the ball get to her, where then she
Love,
can
30.
hit that amazing cutter that she possesses. They got to slow down right now, Hanisch Zubori. You agree, Lauren?
I do.
They need to tie their sneakers. They need to tie their shoelaces a few times.
They really have to cut down on the errors. That's just the difference here.
I just think the play of Burus out of that ad court just negates so much of what Zubori can do with her overheads. And she just seems, Burus, you know, for the most part, just takes away all those weapons from Zubori. Macy Elliott wanted in on the action, so she decided to call a switch and move it around. And what a move. They're up 4-1. You don't think they really have to look for adjustments, but they're going to keep Zubori and Hanisch on their toes at all times. So it's kind of a fun thing to see them moving it around and just giving different looks from the baseline, even though they're in command right now.
$15-30.
Rare lob miss from Elliott.
How about a really hard overhead from Zubori, just straight at Macy Elliott? You know, bring that heavy roller and try to open up the corner a little bit. I don't see her do that enough against Macy Elliott in that deuce court, I don't think.
that
15-40.
Yep,
We
when I'm
know-
down 4-1, what do I think about? A behind the back shot.
every match we're treated to some between the leg and behind the back from Zubori, and she's quite good at making them. But not there.
30-40.
I just feel like in between points, you see how fast they are to go. I do think they have to slow it down. And when the other team's hot, you gotta go and lock down, keep a lot of balls in play. Don't take too many risks, and just hope that the other team's level of play can fall off a little bit.
Well, that's the issue, right? There's just too many errors, so they're not making them play as much as they need to. You know, they're playing a couple of good points and then throwing a fault or throwing just a lackadaisical error.
Game, Burus, Elliott. They lead the first set 5-1.
Burus and Elliott, what are they saying to each other? Can you believe how easy this is right now?
No, they're
mean,
not.
no,
They're definitely
only
not.
kidding.
I know you are, but you know,
No, they're
5-1
intense.
5-1 in a paddle match like this, it's great, but you know the set's not over yet, and certainly for Zubori and Hanisch, they're going to try. You know, even if they can't set, they're going to try to make it as close as possible and to try to start getting their groove. That was a good start.
Yeah, they've got to make some offensive inroads. I still think it's got to be a dipping topspin return to serve from Zubori. I don't love the
Love 30.
little chip return from her. She's gone to that now. She went to that in the last match when these guys played, and again, I think she's giving up one of her weapons.
Yeah, that's right. It's such a weapon.
Love 40.
See that little off speed? That ball came in a little less pace, and Elliott was just a little bit out in front, floated that thing a little long.
$15-40.
Great serve.
Game, Hanisch, Zubori. Burus, Elliott lead the first set 5-2.
Lauren, that was gigantic.
Yeah, I mean, look, you've always got to when a team wins 4 or 5 games in a row, you just have to stop the momentum, and Hanisch and Zubori were able to there. You know, they got a few errors finally from their opponents. Let's see if they can build on it.
Floor Hanisch serving.
New ball.
Hanisch has a dark paddle. Zubori's up at the net with the white paddle. I think Hanisch's overheads need to go a little deeper. Usually she can really, when she goes back, she'll dump that ball pretty deep in the court. I think she's got to be careful here. I'd like to see her get a little more depth.
There's that roller you were looking for.
I think it just opens up the court and causes an action and a reaction, and I think that's what Hanisch and Zubori need. Because just like Burus and Elliott, they can hit the shot that they know the opponents will take are looking to drive, and they like closing it as well in those situations. So I just think making Elliott, I'd like them to go after Elliott a little bit in that deuce court because of Zubori's overhead options over that way.
Love
That was a really
15.
nice shot. I mean, the cutter didn't cut as much as she would have liked.
Right, and
Then-
Burus, I mean, she's on fire here. I think I might take some away from
15
her.
all.
I might just go play, just come up with, you know, a little bit more of an emphasis on Macy Elliott, who I think is phenomenal out of that deuce court. But just because I want them to be able to take Burus out of this match right now. I don't know if it's possible, but I'd like to see it.
That's a better overhead from Zubori, soft and low.
Not a lot of pace. When you can get it soft and low and not a lot of pace,
30-15.
much harder to lob the next ball well.
Well, a lot of those overheads she's been hitting have been too hard and too high into Lynn Burish's screen, as we've noticed, and that's a deadly thing.
Five straight lobs from Macy Elliott, 6 straight lobs, all forcing Zubori and Hanisch beyond the service line. 7 straight lobs beyond the service line. And mixing in that little off-speed ball, pulling back in. Eight great lobs. Phenomenal.
Yeah, she couldn't track that
30
one.
all.
Really good combination of shots from Macy Elliott there. And that's that roller overhead, and then that thing just hit and took off over toward that side screen. Tough to catch up to that ball. So they're using the middle more. I'm kind of like this, a little bit less pace.
That's, you know, she thinks it's a
30,
safe
40.
overhead, right? She thinks it's right at Burris, and she's not. But if she can get out of the way, it's sitting up high in the screen, and she's able to hit down on it.
I think their scheme on their overheads is not right now. Burris is just getting way too many great looks off that second panel on the back screen.
Game and first set, Burus Elliott, 6-2.
Lauren, we will be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by Joho.
Want to see how volley can transform training at your club? We've got a great offer for you. Gather 30 of your club friends and you'll get a free 30-day trial of volley. Experience firsthand how volley's trainer can help everyone improve. Increase reps and track your progress, all while training smarter. Don't miss out. Visit getvolley.com and unlock your club's full potential with a 30-day free trial.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Boston Open in Weston, Massachusetts with women's finals. Country's #1 team of Burus and Elliott, showing everybody why they're the country #1 team, with such a strong performance there, winning that first set against the number 2 team in the country, Hanisch and Zubori 6-2. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Lauren Mandel, calling the action. Okay, Lauren, what do you think?
Well, I think that, I mean, before we even talk about any tactics, I think that as we can see, Burus and Elliott are playing incredibly solid, and they're not giving anything away. So Hanisch and Zubori really can't give anything away, and they made too many errors that set. So if they could cut down on their errors, and if Zubori can stop hitting the overheads that we keep harping on that are sitting up in Lynn Burris's wheelhouse in the ad court, then the match could turn around.
Yeah, Burus is so settled in that ad court and just really, dominating the play, I think, personally, from the baseline, because I think she's getting way too many chances. So, like I said earlier, I would take her out of this, and I would, not that it's any bargain going to Macy Elliott.
And she's not making any mistakes, and she's lobbing and getting Burus those looks, but they have to do something different, especially if Zubori can't get those overheads lower.
I almost think that, right. And do you like Zubori and Hanisch better from the net or the baseline? So that's the problem right now, because I asked you that question to put you on the spot. And you're only kidding, Lauren.
I would answer. I'm happy to answer.
What would you say?
I think that they are better off from the net. They have a lot of options at the net, but they'll play a good point, and then she'll hit one bad overhead, and that'll be it. So I think that if they can, do a better job of not giving Lynn that look, then they're better off at the net. They have ways to end the points at the net. They have ways to build the point at the net. That's my opinion.
Okay. It's Lynn Burris starting off the second set. So I'm thinking,
Love 15.
I want Hanisch Zubori from the baseline to go in lockdown mode and not miss. I want Zubori to hit or return a serve with topspin. I want Hanisch to play in a little bit more, closer to the baseline than the back screen, in case she gets a good look. Take time away from them. And then I think at the net I would consider, I don't know, I think it's time to see what Hanisch can do with some of her overhead placement. So I don't know, it's hard to take Zubori's overhead out of that, from that left position at the net and switch her to the right position. But it's not working so far, so why not?
All right, well, there's a good lob that pushed Burris back and drew the error. So that's a good start.
Yeah, vintage Hanisch Zubori lob up that line, really pushing that player back.
Love 40.
So another two service misses in this game from Lynn Burris, who's definitely struggling with some faults.
More proof that she is human.
Yeah.
What an overhead. Elliott just went back and just hung that ball up there, hit it so deep.
Game, Hanisch, Zubori. They lead the second set, 1 game to love.
That's the bread and butter.
On the first set, 6-2.
How we saw Zubori and Hanisch become such a great team together. It was, the setups from Hanisch, a little bit more out of that deuce court, and then Zubori swooping in, and she went way over there. It's a dangerous play to go that far against the volley ability of Burris and Elliott, but they got a reaching volley from Burris there, and their first lead of the match, 1-0, second set, finals from Boston. And Zubori and Hanisch, we've watched them win so many matches, phenomenal front runners. Have you ever seen Zubori hit a behind the back out of a double screen? Because I thought she wanted to right there.
I don't think I have, but I wouldn't put it past her.
It was long.
Lauren, at the
Love
completion of this
15.
match, we'll go right in men's final action. McNerney and Morgan up against Regalado and Salazar.
McNerney and Morgan had a marathon match, but Regalado and Salazar just cruised through the draw.
They showed why they're the #1 team in the country currently.
15 all.
Good roller in the corner. Nothing Lynn Burus could do with it.
So here we have Hanisch in the position to the left of the two players from behind. A great look here. You see Zubori hitting the shots. I like the play. I like the timing of it, just to see if Hanisch can't hit some shots that stay lower on Burus over into that ad court.
30-15.
Hey, maybe she just lulled Burus there.
Well, you see Hanisch's ball, like she's hitting down under it. She's keeping it low. It doesn't look flashy or spinny or whatever, but it stays low and deep in the court.
40-15.
See, I think Hanisch has a
Game.
longer
Hanisch,
willingness.
Zubori, they lead the second set, 2 games to
Yeah.
love.
to hit
She
the
has a-
same overhead over and over, even though it doesn't maybe get her anywhere and it doesn't move Burus in that ad court position-wise too much out of position. But I think she's content with that, where I feel like Zubori sometimes wants to mix it up or not
Yeah,
so
Zubori
content
has a
to
shot
win a
clock.
point that way. Yeah.
Yeah, Zubori has a shot clock and Hanisch doesn't. And look, it's been a good adjustment because they're up 2-love.
You can see Zubori made the move in, and Elliott hit the overhead at her feet. She just let it go through. Hanisch was over there in position. We start again. See, I think when Macy hits that overhead, that real lofty one, I want to see Hanisch take one of those and
15.
just crack it at Burus out of the air.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised she hasn't. She likes to do that. But she took advantage of that forehand. And they're pumped right now.
I've just heard from Brad Easterbrook that
Hold on.
the men's final, in
Love
fact, will be
30.
starting at 12:30. They are not going to wait for the conclusion of this match. I think they want to get everybody out there playing and ahead of the nor'easter that's coming up the coast.
Love 40.
Monster turnaround here, Lauren. It's so weird how it just it
It's
just
such
changes
funny
on a
game.
dime.
It is a funny game.
Hanisch and Zubori are doing a much better job keeping a lot more balls in play. They're just not pulling the trigger. They're not making
Right.
that early error in the point. So now Burus and Elliott are in for a battle.
Right. I mean, that's he makes a huge difference. Like, you're not giving 1-2 points away per game.
Wow.
15-40.
I want Hanisch to go down Lynn's line on this ball. Just hit a different return. Do something else. Elliott is so good with her approach to the net on that first volley. Just when I did it.
Hanisch,
That's the
Zubori.
curse
They
again,
lead the
Lauren.
second set, 3 games to love.
That was
Burus
great.
Elliott won the first set 6-2.
I swear that's black. No, it's navy. It's so funny how that happens. And that's where, Elliott was a little bit upright on that volley.
Yeah.
Maybe not totally focused here. And I see Elliott just headed off the court. Maybe take a quick break inside. Look at that. Lauren, you are doing the exact same thing. The same
I am.
time as
I'm
Zubori
doing the
did
same
that drill.
footwork drill. Yep.
That was great.
Yep.
That's your 3-0 when you're up second set move.
Yes.
So great start to the second set for country's number 2 team, Hanisch and Zubori. I think I implied earlier that Floor hadn't played college tennis, but Floor played college tennis.
No, I don't think you did. I think we just didn't
I
mention
just didn't get there yet. Yeah.
Laura and Anna, who also both played college tennis.
Oh, yeah. Someone pointed that out in the chat earlier. Felt like I should mention it. And this is where Hanisch and Zubori need to maintain this tempo. They don't need to change anything. I kind of want Hanisch to get back over in that left position personally right now.
But these are good, deep overheads.
So far.
So far, yeah.
But again, I think Zubori's challenging Burus too much, just straight on that diagonal cross court. I want her to pull it a little bit more to the middle, but I liked Hanisch keeping the overheads low.
Oh, she missed it.
Love 15.
Lauren, shout out to Lucy Donnelly, John Donnelly, Kathleen Donnelly. The whole Donnelly family's chiming in, enjoying the action. John Pete and Lucy Donnelly all were junior national champs back in the day. Glad they're tuning in as adults, along with Henry Birch and all watching the action from Boston.
But you see that Hanisch is taking more of the overheads, even though she's on the right. Zubori isn't coming over as far, which I think is a really good move.
I
She just
totally
gets
agree.
all the way behind Hanisch when she does that and is completely out of position. This is a smart adjustment.
See, that's the ball. Throw it up the middle, be boring. I don't care. Just don't give something that fuels an offensive shot for Elliott and Burus.
You see, Hanisch really has to call those assertively because
Yes.
because Zubori wants to hit them.
Is that how it works, Lauren? If you call mine 3 times, or I go, you get to go?
Yep. The loudest wins.
Wow.
And it paid off.
15 all.
Great roller. Really tough ball. Lauren, we can't look to one point here where this whole match shifted. That's just the sport of platform tennis. You know,
Yeah,
it's nothing blatant, subtle little adjustments. All of a sudden, Hanisch Zubori, you know, after losing that set 6-2, up 3-love. Second set, Boston Open. Next up, the Ridgewood Classic next weekend, run by Louisville Claire. Then we go out, the tour will go back to Midwest Chicago, then they'll swing back to the Northeast for the Short Hills last Grand Prix of the season. Wow, what a rip from Elliott.
15-30.
Wow, what coverage from Burus all the way from that ad court.
That was moving too. That is speed.
All she had to do was take about 4 steps.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, beautiful lob from Hanisch out of that deuce court. Perfect spot. And again, I like the move. Hanisch just being Miss Bossy with the overheads here.
30 all.
Well, I suspect they've discussed, you know, that Zubori, it gets them in trouble when Zubori comes over too far, but I think she probably needs to be reminded in the heat of the moment. So if Hanisch calls them very assertively, that works out.
Shout out to Ellen Birchinall, Ann Waldron from Bora Bora, Cindy Ross. Everyone's loving the action here from Boston.
40-30.
Went in.
What a beautiful off-speed back in.
Game, Hanisch Zubori. They lead the second set, 4 games to love.
Are you surprised at Burus and Elliott giving away a few shots here?
Well, they've given away a lot of shots, right? It's almost like a mirror image of the first set, only the opposite team. I think when you're playing a high-level match and you win the first set so easily, it can be hard not to have a little bit of a letdown, and you know, you always hear there are people who hate to win sets 6-0 because they feel like they can't keep it up. And I just think that, you know, Hanisch and Zubori were going to lift their game, and it's hard to keep up the level that Burus and Elliott have been playing at all day.
See, really good measured drives from Zubori here. I like the pace and varying the placement. Oh,
15
Yeah, she
love.
was trying to dip that down to make Burus and Elliott hit a ball up to her at the net, but
not
She
the
didn't
time
get
to
it.
hit in the kitchen, I don't think, Lauren.
That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to do a little pickleball crossover.
See, again, you know, Zubori again going, she's just abandoned her topspin return to serve. I just don't get that. That's a weapon.
Right. I
would
mean, she's
never put
driving.
that-
She's driving every other, all the other forehands that come in the service box. Why not that one?
Hmm.
Love.
I expect Burus and Elliott to dig in deep here. I think they're going to give everything they have to try to close this match out in 2 sets.
Love.
Oh, it was a little bit, Hanisch hit that from a little bit behind, maybe off her back foot. I love her looking for her look, but the ball just needs to be in front of her.
Yeah, and Hanisch likes some pace to work with, and there was no pace on that ball. It was a good shot. There's the forehand.
Yeah, beautiful cross-court shot. Yeah, you can see Burus and Elliott. They headed south quickly when they saw that ball land short. They just both retreated. No big deal. See that beautiful early prep with the paddle by Zubori there.
Game, Burus Elliott. Hanisch Zubori lead the second set, 4-1. Burus Elliott won the first set, 6-2.
Corian is excited to partner with the APTA because, whether as advisors to our members or as members themselves, they are already part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.corian.com, the official wealth sponsor of the APTA.
I made that comment earlier about Burus Elliott, how I think they want to do everything in their power to win the second set. You know, sometimes when you see team get 2 breaks and go way up in the set, maybe they refocus their energies in anticipation of a third set, but I think Burus and Elliott are going to do everything in their power to claw their way back into the set.
Lynn started the set. The first set was 6-2. You guys started, yeah.
Well, I mean, you see how the swings in this match. I mean, no lead is safe, so of course, they absolutely should. And if they win this game, they'll be right back in it.
Love.
Anna Zubori serving. Lynn Burus about to clock a return. Macy Elliott in that deuce court. And Flora Hanisch right of your screen on the near side. What a beautifully placed overhead from Hanisch there to avoid Burus coming in. Yeah, you'd think Burus was in trouble in that. No big deal. She just had her paddle face open, leaned back against that back screen, popped that lob up.
Looks like Burus and Elliott are happy not to switch back to their sides.
Kind of a good, an interesting move by Burus and Elliott. They're down, they're clawing their way back, and they too want to make sure that Hanisch and Zubori are not getting too comfortable on their overhead schemes.
Love.
You see Hanisch and Zubori hitting many, many more overheads, just low and down the middle, deep and down the middle, not giving the person in the ad court anything to work with. And Elliott pulled the trigger when she didn't really have it.
Another sneaky overhead behind Burus. If I'm Elliott Burus, I still stick with this formation with Burus over in that ad court. I think she's played phenomenal paddle since 8 o'clock this morning out of that ad court.
Yep.
Go, go, go! Come on! Go!
40 love.
You know, the tempo of the set is so vintage Hanisch Zubori, Lauren. In between, you know, it's not too fast. They look very relaxed to me here in the second set. Huge turnaround. Kind of a crazy match.
Game, Hanisch Zubori. They lead the second set 5-1.
And you see Burus and Elliott Elliott pressing, which they haven't had to do in a very long time, because once Hanisch and Zubori stopped making so many errors and stopped hitting those hard overheads, they can't figure out exactly where their points are coming from. So they're making mistakes. Totally different. This is a tale of two matches, these two sets.
Everything's dead even, 7-7, Lauren, the way I see it. How many baseline errors from Hanisch Zubori in this set? Like 2 or 3?
Two probably, yeah.
Huge turnaround. See, I love that shot. Zubori went. She looked like she was going to drive. She saw Elliott close in, and she just threw up a lob. Love that play.
Love.
Well spotted roller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the men's finals of Boston Open. Somewhere right.
Now a little wide side.
It was wide. Ball was wide.
Elby Regalado. To my left,
15 all.
Adam Morgan, Graham McInerney.
You know, Elliott missed going to the tee, Lauren. She didn't even really have to go for the tee because Zubori's not really applying pressure on her returns.
$30-15.
I just want Zubori to crack a return. Thank
30
you.
all.
I don't know if that qualifies as cracking it, but
She
it was
cracked
certainly
it.
a good return. Yeah.
She didn't hit a little push chip shot. She went for it. Great pressure from
30-40.
Hanisch taking advantage of that serve, a little bit in front of her, and 2 phenomenal spot drive returns at serve.
And a set point for Hanisch Zubori.
Deuce.
I think that's great recognition from Elliott there, as sometimes Hanisch, you know, plays such great defense, but she gets pretty deep in the court, and that's a perfect time throw that hard roller in because you're so far, your starting point to chase that ball down is so deep.
Yeah, so we've seen it twice now, so we'll have to, if this goes to 3 sets, we'll have to look for that shot.
A little bit of a slide overhead there from Burus. I like to see that. Wow.
Advantage, Hanisch Zubori.
Set point number 2.
Game and second set, Hanisch Zubori. Match is tied 1 set all.
And we're going to be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by Yoho.
Want to see how volley can transform training at your club? We've got a great offer for you. Gather 30 of your club friends and you'll get a free 30-day trial of volley. Experience firsthand how volley's trainer can help everyone improve. Increase reps and track your progress, all while training smarter. Don't miss out. Visit getvolley.com and unlock your club's full potential with a 30-day free trial.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Boston Open, Western Massachusetts, with exciting women's final action. Country's #1 team, Burus and Elliott, won that first set 6-2. Total turnaround, the country's #2 team took that second set decisively 6-1. I'm Patty Hogan along with Lauren Mandel calling the action. Lauren, wow, we have to come up for air after that second set. I think this match, it's so exciting, and I wanted Hanisch Zubori to be so competitive in this match. They're such a phenomenal team, national champs, former national champs. They've got every shot in the book, and platform tennis just comes down to the decision making and the execution, and they just did it flawlessly there in that second set.
Yeah, and you know, it's these have been 2 pretty lopsided sets. Nobody's expended too much energy. They should both be really fresh, and hopefully everyone will play well and at their
Players are ready.
at the same time in the set, and we'll have a great set.
And I might have said that this Joho is helping us with these events. I might have said Yoho. Sometimes I start making things up after a while during these long matches. Joho's doing a great job, of course, with Mark behind the scenes and producer Jake handling everything else behind the scenes. Kudos to these guys.
15 love.
So, Lauren, the adjustments so we saw from Hanisch Zubori in that second set. Want to wrap it up for us again?
First and foremost, they stopped making so many errors. Second of all, they stopped hitting. They changed their overhead scheme and just started really sliding a lot in deep and deep to the down the middle. They didn't give particularly Burus anything to work with in that ad side, and they just decided they were going to wear them down and not miss and counter anything that Elliott and Burus did, and it made Elliott and Burus press, and they became the team that started to make the errors.
Yeah, that first set, Lynn Burus out of that ad court got so many looks off high overheads from Zubori on that second panel on the back screen. You can see there's 5 panels across. Hitting the middle pulls both players in, maybe gives you a little opening at times. You hit it to that second panel from that left overhead position, and that is dangerous. And Burus had her way in that first set. They cleaned it up. Phenomenal second set from Hanisch and Zubori. This is what we're talking about, Lauren. We wanted to see the 2 best teams in the country battle it out. We wanted 3 sets. We got our wishes. You know, more balls directed over toward Macy Elliott for sure, Lauren, as this match has gone on. Yeah, that would be the sweet spot, that second panel for Lynn Burus for sure. Well defended by Hanisch. See, I like this combination.
Yep.
Game, Hanisch Zubori. They lead
And it's
the
tempting
third
Elliott
set,
into
1
hitting
game
more
to
of those
love.
backhands, and she's hit a few good ones, but she's missed some.
So Hanisch Zubori with their first lead in the match, up 1-love, third set from Boston. I think they've, you know, now this match looks like it's on Macy Elliott's paddle. I think Hanisch Zubori are just going to go to the woman in pink over there in that deuce court, see what she can come up with, because Burus said, not in my side. You're not going after me. I'm giving you nothing. She's got such wingspan. She covers so much court. You know, taking her out, you know, forcing her to play more flat-footed paddle, I think is good if you're Hanisch and Zubori. And I like going after the rollers, going after Elliott in that deuce court a little bit. Lynn Burus to serve. Laura Hanisch hitting that return out of the deuce court. Anna Zubori, far side ad court. And Lynn Burus hitting that ball. Good disciplined play by Zubori, not spraying the ball, kind of keeping the ball in front of her, in the middle there, you know, just taking over in transition. Super smooth transition to the net.
This is a good view of the overheads that Hanisch and Zubori are hitting. Just no angle for the most part, deep and low until, and then it's okay to switch it up, but don't keep it. They're not just consistently hitting into Burus's corner.
And you know, it's that point of contact, I think, is the key on their overheads. When they're reaching up and hitting that ball too high, a little like straight armed, they hit a much more active ball that either Burus and Elliott get a good offensive look off of. I think when they let the ball drop, you know, a little above their shoulder height, they're doing a great job keeping the ball low and not really giving Burus and Elliott you know, as much of an offensive look.
Love.
Hanisch would like that back. We don't see her miss that often.
And she didn't, and that was the kind of errors that was getting them into trouble in the first set. They didn't make any of those in the second set.
Come on! Go!
15 all.
That was not as good of a drop shot as Elliott would have liked.
$15-30. $15-40.
There's a return we were talking about, Patty, that instead of chipping it, Zubori takes it, hits it down. It's just a great shot.
Yeah, you need that dipping ball against
Yeah.
Burus, I think.
$30-40.
All right, Zubori, I want Zubori to bring the heat here again. One more time.
You got it.
Wow.
Game, Hanisch Zubori. They lead the third set, 2-love.
Big return at a big moment.
And it was a big serve, but it just, you know, Zubori just let that ball get behind her, come around, come up that side screen. She's hit that beautiful two-hander a couple of times today. That was so smooth. Huge turnaround here. Hanisch Zubori up 2-love in the finals from Boston.
And I think this is a particularly big game because Elliott has had trouble holding. So that makes this game even more crucial for Burus and Elliott.
This is where I'm watching Zubori's tempo here. I want her to stay disciplined. They're doing a wonderful job.
Love.
I've turned
And
it around.
Nathan's- Elliott's the one who's pressing. She's missed quite a few of those backhands, and she's the one of the four of them now who's pressing.
15 all.
Big serve, bigger return, forcing the error there. I almost would like Hanisch to call a switch here. I don't know why,
30-15.
but I just feel like there is such a point here, and Macy Elliott's gifting a lot of errors out of that deuce court right now. They are zoned in. Hanisch and Zubori are on just going after her, putting it on her paddle. And this is where now we have to see Macy Elliott. She's going to have to reel it back in and clean up the baseline play for her.
Well, that's what happens, right? They were winning all their points in the back, Burus and Elliott, on overheads hit to Lynn Burus, and now they've taken that play away. And so she's trying to win the points, and it's not there for her.
But see, I feel like this move with Hanisch right over there, right at this critical juncture here in the third set, could be really helpful to Hanisch and Zubori. Oh, great. Great get. Whoopsie. I mean, it was the right
30 all.
idea.
Yeah. She did everything right until the very end.
Yep. It was juice, that overhead. A little too much so. I think her feet weren't quite set for her to make that shot.
30-40.
All right, and you see Burus and Elliott get fired up.
Wow. A little lucky there. See, I like it. The middle ball, and all Burus can do is kind of go up with the ball. That's great. I'd much rather have Burus lob me than drive me. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Ho-hum point.
That
Oh
is
my
some
gosh.
crazy court coverage, Patty.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
Again, first set, Zubori hit all her overheads on that second panel to Burus's forehand, and here she's just moved it totally over a panel, using that the back middle screen a lot, pulling Burus a little bit out of that corner.
And she's kept the discipline to keep it up, you know? She's not reverting.
Phenomenal lob. from
Yeah, I
Elliott.
was gonna say, what a awesome
Game, Burus Elliott. Hanisch lead the third set, 2-1.
Here's that crazy point again. Look at this get. Well, that was a well-earned break by Burus and Elliott. Let's see if they consolidate and hold.
Yep. One more shout out to Pure Hockey, Massachusetts-based company that's grown from a single location into the largest U.S. retailer of hockey equipment with over 85 locations. Visit purehockey.com to enjoy their deep inventory of quality products, low price guarantee, combined with an unmatched return policy. Labor is a Boston-based, outcome-focused technology consultancy with boutique approach. People-powered, technology-enabled. Visit labor.com to learn more about services, capabilities, and people. It's Macy Elliott pushing the ball in to start the fourth game of this third set. Lynn Burris to the left of the screen, hitting those overheads. The one and only Floor Hanisch in the deep far side, deuce court, and on a Zubori, making the move in from that ad court. Lauren, are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous, but I'm very engaged. Just missed
15
that.
love.
Yeah, what a fun match to watch. Such a high level of play here.
A lot of left chords.
15 all.
Advantage, Mackiner.
Thirty, 15.
You know, that's a shot you didn't see from Burris too much in the past, that, you know, where she lets that ball drop as well and comes around the ball and keeps it low bouncing ball into that deuce corner.
Yeah, you saw how low that stayed.
I always said, oh boy, when she develops that overhead, everybody's in trouble.
No, come on.
Missed that one.
30 all.
Good lob up the line. Burris kind of weight forward and just got her wrong footed, off balance, and got the error. Really good deep serve from Elliott.
40, 30. Game, Burus, Elliott. Score is 2-all, third set.
Huge hold from Macy Elliott. Huge.
Yep, so we're at 2-all third set. Could Hanisch and the Zubori, today the day they get over the hurdle. They haven't had a win over Burus Elliott since last November. And as we said earlier when we went on air, Burus and Elliott, they've lost one match this year, Lauren? Is that true?
Yeah. To the team they beat in the semis.
Yep, Paige and Lopez. Well, I think Hanisch and Zubori have answered the question. They have what it takes. We know they did. We know it was in them. They're playing a really good match as this progresses. And I mean, it's all even, literally total number of games, everything. Third set here, one set apiece. Elliott looks to me again, Lauren, to be a little bit more committed to like locking down, not refusing to make an error. I don't think she's going to go for too much and let the points play out a little bit longer before she pulls the trigger.
Yeah, and look, she's so good at that. She's so good at going into lockdown mode, and she was just pulling the trigger a little too early, and that's what happens, right? Hanisch and Zubori adjusted. They took the offense away that Burus and Elliott had, and so Elliott was trying to find some different offense, and it wasn't working, and so she adjusted, and now we're all tied up. perfect ball club.
So good! So good!
15 all.
Yeah, really good touch. Good recognition from Zubori. She didn't have to do any. She didn't bring any pace on that ball. The ball just died. Elliott couldn't come up with it. I still would go and stick with the attack on Elliott. I think Hanisch has to be careful. I mean,
Yeah.
Zubori has to be careful
Yeah,
here.
keep it down the middle. Keep it low and down the middle.
See, they got a little bit out of their scheme there. That's been a
15-30.
success.
They have to just slow it back down.
Fifteen 40.
Same overhead error.
Yeah, 2 unusual
Similar.
overhead errors. Yeah.
Let's go. One at a time.
I'd like to see Elliott tag this return. Wow.
Not even Lynn Burus can get that
30
one.
40.
And you're seeing the hands of Anna Zubori here. She just has so much confidence in those plays. That was a great little adjustment. I thought she was going to drop. Burus thought she was going to drop. Burus started moving in.
And Zubori thought she was going to drop. But
Exactly.
then when she saw Burus move in, she adjusted and hit it deep.
Game. Burus Elliott. They lead the third set 3 games to 2.
McInerney.
And
First set is tied, 1 game off.
You know, too bad for Zubori. Just had that reaching error, you know, and that's the danger. Sometimes when she starts feeling it and she's getting those sequential opportunities, that's what she loves. And then she kind of just overreached on that ball. Would have let Hanisch just handle that. Big volley error there. And Burus and Elliott up 3-2 now in the third set.
Patty,
Shout
I
out.
want to give oh, sorry, I was going to give another shout out to our sponsor, Corient. Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 24-25 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at Corient.com.
These women started at 8 o'clock this morning. They had a little break in between matches, about an hour, and we kind of got our dream matchup for the finals here, and a 3-setter. Phenomenal.
Love 15.
Wow. Zubori is feeling it, Lauren.
She is.
And this is where, you know, do Elliott and Burus now say, hey, you know what? She's quite comfortable and she's dazzling out here right now. Maybe they need to, you know, play Hanisch a little bit more in this moment.
Well, at the same time, they've won the last 3 games, Burus
Yep,
and
for
Elliott.
sure.
So
Right.
Love 30.
Yeah, minor detail, Lauren.
Sorry,
Really good disciplined play right now with Zubori on her overheads.
And that's what Hanisch and Zubori have to remember. They didn't get here by, you know, all the incredible shot making, which is great, but they got here from just hitting the same boring overheads over and over. That's what won them the second set.
What do you mean boring? You think all those soft off-speed little sliders boring, Lauren?
They're more boring than all the chips and cuts and spins that Zubori hits. Just the low slider down the middle. That's been the shot of the match for them.
Yep.
So good!
Love 40.
Wow, 3 break points on the Lynn Burr serve. And Zubori's hitting her forehand on the returns. Back to that top spin.
Game, Hanisch Zubori. Score is 3-all third set. New ball, ladies.
What do you think Burus and Elliott are saying to each other right now, Lauren?
They're saying, you know, stay calm. Like we're she can hit all the, you know, the great shots she wants. We're going to keep playing our game, and we're going to make them win it. We're not going to give it to them.
$15 love.
40-30.
I go.
'Not too hard from Hanisch. I mean, from Zubori here. Got to stay really disciplined. Don't give first two overheads.
30
You know,
love.
2 overheads in a row off that second panel up high.
$30-15.
And you saw that one didn't stay low. It didn't skip back into the court, and it gave Burus a little opportunity, and she took it.
Yep, I wouldn't have given her the opportunity.
Yeah.
I'd get it in the middle or onto Macy Elliott's paddle on that deuce court. Boy, that could be a critical moment in this match here.
I was going to say
30
that is
all.
a risky overhead hit. Yes, it was.
But, you know, kudos to Burus, I got to say, right there, because she brought the heat on the forehand right before that. And so you're thinking, oh, you know, it's Lynn. She's going to crush this ball. And she didn't. She was kind of stretching out for that ball. you know, and got a winner on a lob because it was the perfect shot for that moment. 30-all, 3-all, third set, finals, Boston Open. I'm Patty Hogan with Lauren Mandel, enjoying the action.
40-30.
Right here.
Kind of a gift from Macy Elliott. She's a nice woman out of that deuce court. Oh boy.
Oy.
I feel like Flora
I
and I
know.
are not on the same page on the overheads right now. Yeah,
why,
this is
why? Yeah.
right, and I think that's actually a good move that they switch back because Zubori's going to take the ball no matter what.
When Hanisch wants to hit an overhead, she has to say it twice.
I think she's got to extend her left arm and push Zubori out of the way at times. Waiting for a blitz from Elliott.
I got it.
Great lob.
Yeah. Ouch.
Deuce.
That was the backhand that Macy Elliott's been looking for. What a time for it.
Well, you just kind of felt like she was chomping at the bit to do something to insert herself in the offensive scheme here.
So good. Perfect. Come on.
Advantage, Hanisch, Zubori.
So men's final action is underway on the court next door here, and it's 1-all in the first set between Riglatter Salazar, McNerney, Morgan. I expect that to be a brawl, Lauren.
Yeah. A heavyweight fight.
Morgan, McInerney. In the first set, game 1.
Although I just heard a different update in the background there. I had gone on to the other YouTube channel. I think I was really off with the score.
Everyone stayed nice and calm there. That
Game,
time
Hanisch,
she
Zubori.
drive.
They lead the third set, 4-3.
Huge hold for Hanisch.
Great hold. Well, Lauren, we get to this point, we might as well go into a tiebreaker here. We don't want anybody to lose this match. Just an amazing match. Just so lopsided to lopsided, and then all even up, and all four women doing a wonderful job. Incredible skills on display here in Boston.
12-15.
Yeah, two really not competitive sets, and now it's neck and neck, and it feels like it should end in a tiebreaker.
All right, I might have had the score right on the men's final. I think it is 2-1, McNerney Morgan up. Adam Morgan serving. See, I like that little off-speed ball from Hanisch right there. That was wonderful combination of shots. One cross court, then behind Burus up that line.
She saw Burus leaning, and the whole line was open for her.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that up the line shot. I feel like players benefit a lot by testing a little bit more of the court on some of these players at times.
Especially with players who like to move at the net and look to cut off balls like Burus and Elliott do.
For sure.
And who are so good at it.
12-30.
Again, big difference in this as this match has progressed. That we've seen the forehand of Zubori unleashed again. She'd kind of favored that chip type of return to serve, and she's bringing the heat with that dipping topspin shot. Made a big difference.
Good
15
luck.
all.
Sorry,
Great spot. Spot drive for Hanisch right there.
Yeah, she's really zeroed in her forehand drive to just like one board right there in the middle that's in between them.
Yeah, and I
Very
like that.
accurate.
I
Yeah.
like that from Hanisch, that pressure on the return to serve.
15-30.
Wow.
Great get, but couldn't quite
15-30.
keep it in the court.
Yep. Nervy cutter from Zubori right there. Beautiful touch shot. Elliott gave it her all, just couldn't come up with that shot. What hands.
I was just thinking we've only seen one between the legs or behind the back or whatever it was. And I was like, she always hits at least two.
30 all.
There it was. Jeez.
Yeah, that was so good. All right, we'll see if Hanisch goes for it again, finds that seam between the players, same spot again. You know, you wonder if Burus makes that a little adjustment, moves over maybe a half a foot on the next return of serve opportunity for Hanisch.
And then Hanisch to go down the line.
Exactly. That's why she can bring it and move it around. You gotta get Burus and Elliott second guessing some of the shots a little bit. In the past, they've been so zoned in to exactly what offensive shots Hanisch and Zubori were hitting. So I love the element of surprise slightly.
40-30.
I don't mind that miss from Hanisch. I mean, it's unfortunate at this time, but I like the shot. She just didn't make it. Love it. Wow.
Deuce.
You know, and Macy dumped that ball over to Hanisch's forehand, and Hanisch was like, not today. I'm not lobbing that ball. That's kind of what Elliott wanted her to do, and Hanisch is bringing it today. Just a little bit more. I love the pressure she's applying from that deuce court.
And there she went down, right at Burus. Moving her drive around.
Advantage, Burus, Elliott.
Umpire Billy Horn into the action here, enthusiastically calling the score out.
Game, Burus, Elliott. Score is 4-all, third set.
How cool is this, Lauren? We
Awesome.
got what we wanted. Highly competitive women's final here in Boston.
Love, 15.
I like the move over from Elliott to take away the corner from Zubori on that overhead attempt. Oh. See, that's the shot. Burus was clocking in the first set, and surprised Zubori hung that one up for her. I think Burus has to look for her shot just a tiny bit more here. Or I feel like she's had some opportunities that she's passed up on, Lauren.
She got out of the groove of.
Mm-hmm. She's got to get her groove back.
Mm-hmm. They lulled her out of her offense. That's a frustrating miss for Macy Elliott. All that work and you get your shot and then you don't execute. It's incredibly frustrating.
I think Burus has to pick up her footwork again. You know, that might help her too, get that shot. I think you're right. She's absolutely all the credit to Zubori and Hanisch. They've taken the air out of the tires here from Lynn Burus.
It was back. It was long. 15-30.
I think Fleur was just as shocked as we were that she missed that. But it's the play that's been really successful for them in the coming back after that first set, where she's lets that ball drop, lays off, and it puts the ball deep to Elliott.
Yeah, it's been key.
$15-40.
Again, 2 break points for Burus Elliott, and it feels like they're not doing anything. They just got a little help from Zubori and Hanisch there.
5 games to 4.
Yeah. It's the errors, right? This game is all about the errors, especially when it's this close. The matchup is this close. And what do you know, Patty? Burus Elliott is serving for the match.
Wow. This game of platform tennis, it's a funny sport with these momentum swings.
Yeah, you kind of get whiplash.
Yeah, so Lynn Burus trying to serve it out here, up 5-4, third set of the finals from Boston. Another good return to serve from Hanisch. But beautifully handled, again, from Burus.
Not that one, though. Nice backhand.
15.
Yeah, I mean, Hanisch is really spotting her drives beautifully off both sides.
She really surprised Elliott when pulling the trigger on that shot.
It's a backhand. She expected her to lob it.
What a pickup. Again, great spot
Love
drive.
30.
Hanisch moving that, hitting the drive right at Macy Elliott, moving it over right in between the two players at the net, got them both going for the ball and got the volley error.
I think
Zubori
she
wanted-
thought about hitting between her legs there. And
She
then
definitely wanted to.
Then she said, 4-5, love 30, maybe not. 5-4, 4-5, 30 love.
Love 40.
Wow. Great sequence of points here for Hanisch Zubori.
Yeah, really, perfectly
Big time.
played.
First serving for the match, all of a sudden she's got 3 break points against. Go figure.
$15.40.
Yeah, her shot clock was 0 on that point. And that's where she's got to put the ball in play. Just make Burus come up with a first volley there. Maybe I would have been in favor of her just hitting a block chip on that one.
But I will say that's the first really wild drive she's hit in a very long time. She's really kept her drives under control.
But I just think Burus and Elliott are so good. You cannot afford to give them the easy ones at these critical junctures in these matches. Like all of a sudden, this is a giant relief for Burus and Elliott.
Yeah, well, let's see what Zubori does with this drive, Patty.
Mm.
With this return. Do you think she trips it? I don't
Cracks
think
it. Cracks it. I think she cracks it.
so. Wow. I took all the suspense out of it.
Zubori. Score is 5 all third set.
Wow. All right, Floor Hanisch serving. That's Macy Elliott in pink.
Love 15.
Okay, time for Flora and Anna to, have a chat, regroup.
And that's just that balance that Hanisch is, solving for out here. She knows she needs, if she can assume some of the offensive, shot making, take a little pressure off Zubori's shot making, but it's the fine line because we're so, the key for them is not a lot of unforced errors. The first set they had a lot. They've cleaned it up, huge amount here as this match has gone on. But it's only fitting that we're at 5 all third set.
Yeah, we knew we were going the distance here, Patty.
Thinking about lunch, Lauren. Starting to get hungry. Oh boy.
Love 30.
Uh-oh. I think Zubori might need a bite of a Snickers after that overhead.
They got to think down the middle, down the middle.
Nothing different. How'd they get here? Stick with it.
Love 40.
One at a time. Let's go. Okay.
Wow. 2 lopsided games here. Weird. Good overheads for the most part. Uh-oh, until that one. That one sat up a little high. That was
the
dangerous.
one that killed them in the first set.
40.
Yeah, and Anna Zubori just said, Flora, I love you and all. I'm sorry I won't do that shot again in this match if I can help it.
2 service return lobs in a row from Macy Elliott. Interesting.
Yeah, she's totally backed off her offense.
Come on!
30-40.
And another lob from Burus. A lot of lobbing on the return of serves from Burus and Elliott in this crucial game.
Hanisch and Zubori were down love 40 this game. If they win this point, you're going to hear a big scream from them.
Yeah, you can see Zubori and Hanisch have totally neutralized the offense from Burus and Elliott by just hitting a million balls up the middle. Kind of Regalado Salazar-ish out here. Just setting their paddles early, letting the ball drop, putting a little bit of air under it, trying to get that ball deep. No offensive looks for Elliott and Burus. I think Burus Elliott need to think about. I'd love a little better lobbing from them. They got to get some depth. You just feel like Hanisch and Zubori are totally controlling the net. I think because of lack of depth or height on some of these the lobs now as this match has gone on from Elliott and Burus. You know, and they're working the middle. Maybe Burus just has to take off and try to pick off one of these. Just put herself in the middle a little bit. Maybe just give up some court behind her to negate the middle. You know, that clearly is the established spot here for Zubori and Hanisch. Uh-oh. Zubori went twice hard. I don't want her to go hard twice, said Burus.
Yeah, but Burus right now isn't looking for it.
I still think it's dicey.
It is. It is. And why do it? This is working so well. The low through the court down the middle. That's the danger, right, with that sort of half-pace drive, is if the net player cuts it off and your partner's moving to the middle, it goes right behind them. Okay, from love 40 to deuce.
Hanisch, Zubori.
How is that a time? How about a time for a let cord? 5-all, third set, deuce, finals of Boston.
Uh-oh. Again, why challenge Burus?
Why?
You don't need
Right.
to. Great lob. Great lob.
Game, Hanisch, Zubori. They lead the third set, 6-5.
Yeah, I mean, look, Elliott had to take that shot, right? It was the right shot. She didn't make it. She's missed a few like that. It's made a difference.
I think Elliott had to look for a blitz there. I think it was a phenomenal
Yeah.
lob deep. Zubori went way back. And Elliott, I was surprised, just remained flat-footed behind the baseline and couldn't pull off, got the error, and all of a sudden, Hanisch, Zubori, after losing the first set 6-2, won that second set 6-1, and they are up 6-5, third set, women's finals from Boston. Wow.
Love, 15.
Tough ball to let go with this score, Lauren. Because they weren't in a position to run that ball down.
Do you think they thought it was going out? Or they just, one thought the other was going to hit it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they thought it was going out. But I always think when you think it's going out, but you're not certain at a critical point in the match, and you can make the volley, make the volley.
Oh, what a blitz. What a time for that.
30.
2 points from the match. You just kind of felt that her feet weren't really there, Zubori. She kind of forced that.
The ball was a little low coming off that side green.
Yeah, she wasn't really behind him. She was, yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Redpath agrees. He's chiming in. Bruce is running nationals in March, second weekend of March, and his committee has a wonderful event planned for players and spectators. We got a couple more stops on the tour before that. Ridgewood next week. Then back to the Midwest for the Birchwood Open. Then back to Short Hills. Something tells me this match is going to go a little bit more. I think we could get a tiebreaker.
I think we're about to find out.
I want a tiebreaker, Lauren.
Game, Burus,
Wow.
Elliott. Score
Oh, boy.
is 6-all, third set.
Okay, don't love that decision from Zubori right there. Not just because she missed, because the match turned around because she's got the beautiful forehand return to serve that she can apply a ton of pressure. Help them get into the match. Regardless, here we go. Third set, TB.
Burus, Elliott lead the tiebreaker, 1-love.
Advantage, Rigoletto.
Lauren, what a roller coaster here from Boston.
I mean, it was Floor and Hanisch and Zubori were 2 points away from taking this match, and very quickly now it's 1-love in the tiebreaker from that moment.
Burus, Elliott, lead the tiebreaker 2-love.
So weird. They had control of the tempo, of the match, and all of a sudden, a little rushed effort right here in the beginning of this tiebreaker. Great rip from Hanisch from that deuce court.
Two, one, Burus, Elliott.
It's just so fun, the back and forth here, Lauren. No one, just when you think you feel the momentum going one way, then it gets negated by the other team, goes back the other way, back and forth. Are we 107 shots into it yet, Lauren?
Exactly. Oh.
Wow.
3-1, Burus, Elliott.
Hanisch has done a great job handling that shot all day. She has floated a couple long in that situation, and I don't think she needed to worry about making it that good. I didn't feel like Elliott was bringing it in that moment. I always think you have to kind of get a sense of your opponents right there. So Burus Elliott up 3-1. Third set, tiebreaker. Little less pace from Zubori, I think, in the middle here. Oh.
Yep, that was the one.
Mm-hmm.
Burus didn't want it.
Mm-mm. Passed it up. I feel like Burus has passed up on several looks in toward the end of this match here from that ad court.
Oh, that's a tremendous.
Great lob.
4-1, Burus Elliott.
She was in all kinds of trouble, Burus, in that corner, and came out of it with a great lob.
Yep, and that's where, you know, you're back there, you've just given up the net. It's such a key point, and gotta keep that next shot in check a little bit more than that. Shout out to former APTA president, Turner Cavana. He's somewhere on a beach in Florida, I believe.
Regalado Salazar. They lead the first set. 5-8-2.
One,
The whole
Burus
court
Elliott.
tried to make it too good.
Hey, you know, Burus has passed up a lot of looks, but look at the score. They're up 5-1
Yeah.
in the tiebreaker. Wow. Awesome.
6-1, Burus Elliott.
Two wonderful shots back to back from Burus out of that ad court. And a whole bunch of match points here.
Love 15.
Ball is off. Game, set, and match, Burus Elliott.
So Lauren, quite a win. 7-6 that third set tiebreaker. I mean, what a great display of talent at the top of our game in the sport of platform tennis for the APTA right now.
Yeah, I mean, Hanisch, Zubori, they saw. Look, well, first of all, I mean, Burus and Elliott. What can you say? They every time. I mean, in the quarters as well. Their back was up against the wall, and every time they find a way, and that's what makes them champions and the champions in our sport right now. But Hanisch and Zubori, they know how to win this match. They did it for a set and a good part of a third set, and they're going to keep focusing on what they did well, I think, and take that into nationals.
Yeah, Lauren. So we're going to wrap it up here from Boston. Go switch channels. The men's final is underway. We'll see everybody next weekend for the Ridgewood Classic. Thank you, Lauren Mandel.
Thanks, Patty.
At Volley, we build tools to unlock your potential. The new Volley PTI feature breaks down your game like never before. Ever wondered, which partner has impacted my PTI the most? What's our win percentage as the favorite or underdog? Do I perform differently in 2 or 3 set matches? Now, it's all at your fingertips. The PTI tool is free to everyone. Download the Volley app today and level up your game. We'll see you on the court.
Hi, I'm Lisa Rudloff, and this is the Huntington Country Club Chalet. As you walk into the right is the Pro Shop, where we have all of our paddles, balls, merchandise, anything that you would need, and we did not have this in our last chalet. And then as you walk in, one of the features that we were really adamant about is having a beams that we had like in our old chalet. And as you walk up here, people can start a fire. We have an ice machine. We have obviously our coffee station, anything that you would need. We have another bathroom here on the back end near the tennis courts. And as you walk to the back, we have our back patio with our 2 French doors. And here we are on the back deck with our comfortable furniture, our fire pit, our umbrella, if anybody's out here during the day. And this leads us to our bird's eye view of all of the 5 paddle courts that we have here at the facility. The deck is one of the best features of the club. When we have any events or any APTA tournaments, this is where you'll find all of the players and the spectators hanging out and watching whatever court they like.
Hi, I'm Beth DeTola, and I play paddle here at Huntington Country Club. The old paddle hut looked like a Swiss chalet with an A-frame, an old stove in the middle. It was very charming. This was a beam that they salvaged from the old hut, and they took the beam down and everybody signed their names, and here's my name.
My name is Andy Stabe, and I was the paddle chairman. It's more than a hut. I mean, it's really kind of a communal space. It can accommodate probably 2 or 3 times the amount of guests and players and people. We can host more events, and it's aged nicely over the past few years.
Hello, my name is Glenn Kreutz. I've been the golf course superintendent up here at Huntington Country Club. Great use here. It's like between the Hart-True courts and the paddle courts down below, and now pickleball being played down below. It's very busy.
Having this hut just gives the members a perfect place to hang out, play, watch, and enjoy the club. My name is Lisa Rudloff. We're at the Huntington Country Club.